Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nicole's Exposé blows up DiMera family, Paulina story turns Johnny against EJ and Chad Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that EJ DiMera, Dan Fuereagle, will continue to compass against Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, and look for a path to further power. Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, doesn't realize it yet, but she's getting a pawn in EJ's revengeful game. Now that Nicole has a journalist job at The Spectator, EJ's pushing her to do an exposé on Paulina following her horrible jest. In the Smith Island snowstorm. Since Paulina was so reckless and exposed lives with radiation exposure, EJ feels she deserves to pay. Although Nicole originally had some reservations, she eventually got Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, on the phone to pitch the idea. Of course, day spoilers Chad may have some reservations of his own, especially since he know this could stir up trouble with Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman. Johnny is married to Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, and happens to be relatively defensive of her mama, so he'll be furious if Chad lets Nicole drag Paulina's name through the slush. Since this was EJ's suggestion, that may get back to Johnny as well and leave him inversely mealy with his father. Naturally, Johnny will save some rage for Nicole too if she goes through with Paulina's takedown. Paulina was lately treated for thyroid cancer, so Johnny may argue that she's been through enough. Unfortunately, Paulina will go through indeed further since Chanel is about to come seriously ill and land at the sanitarium. Nicole knows what it's like to have a son facing a major health extremity, so Paulina's situation could haul at her heartstrings. At the same time, Nicole may feel like this is all Paulina's fault due to the radiation exposure. Whether the exposé eventually moves forward or not, EJ clearly wouldn't give up when it comes to removing Paulina from the mayoral position. Since EJ will want to lead Salem rather, day spoilers say he'll stopgap to force a recall and run for mayor next. EJ could change his mind at some point, but he'll surely have fancies of further power during the week of April 29th to May 3rd. DOOL suckers will see EJ play dirty, so he could seriously damage his relationship with Johnny in the process. Johnny's bond with Uncle Chad will inescapably take a mega hit too, so Nicole's exposé could blow up the DiMera family in a big way. Grounded on our day's prognostications, EJ will be making plenitude of shady moves in some forthcoming stories, so we'll give you updates on all the DiMera colluding ahead. Days of Our Lives spoilers say EJ will prove he can be just as sneaky as Stefano DiMera, Joseph Mascalo, so don't miss all the shocking news that's still to come. Pawn's mission, Julie's horror, Chanel's illness, Everett grilled Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, April 30th, 2024 are then. Anticipate Constantine Meliunis, John Capellos, to give John Black, Drake Hodgson, aka the pawn a charge. Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, reacts to Maggie Horton Kiriaki's, Suzanne Rogers, engagement. Coming up on Days of Our Lives, Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, starts getting sick. Plus, Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, questions Everett Lynch, Blake Barris, about why he wants to stop Remedy. Chanel DiMera's illness DOOL spoilers for Tuesday, April 30th reveal that Chanel will come down with some concerning symptoms. After being saved by a radioactive Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, Chanel was checked out by Kayla Johnson, Mary Beth Evans. Kayla said Chanel sounded okay, but if any symptoms cropped up, to return to the sanitarium. Unfortunately, Paulina and Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman, realize Chanel is sick. We know from the spoilers that Chanel will be diagnosed with radiation poisoning. In an exercise clip, Paulina embraces Kayla as she voices remorse about making her son sick. Now, is there treatment and will Chanel recover? Indeed, if she does recover, there could be lasting goods, similar as gravidity. Everett Lynch grilled on Tuesday, April 30th, suckers can anticipate Marlena to question Everett. Marlena knows how important Everett wanted to figure out his history and the Robert Bobby Stein identity. Still, Everett seems to have switched and seems important darker than usual. When Everett wants to quit Remedy, Marlena will start asking probing questions. Julie Williams' Horror Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, April 30th, reveal that Julie will be frightened to learn that Maggie is marrying Constantine. Julie will presumably question why Maggie insists on marrying Connie to keep him in Salem. Julie might have all kinds of bad passions about this union. It'll be hard to change Maggie's mind, however. Maggie unfeignedly believes she's doing the right thing. Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. On Tuesday's occasion, suckers will also see what kind of charge the con man has for John. Suckers watched as Connie demanded Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, find a way to make the prenup vanish. Also, Connie went to John and turned him into the pawn. So, what's the pawn's charge, and can it be stopped before it's too late? We've a feeling that Constantine will be exposed at the marriage. Serena Scott Thomas joins the cast. Are we about to meet Xander's mama? The rearmost edition of Days of Our Lives appearances and goings reveal that the popular Peacock Cleaner is getting a new cast member. The DOL functionary Instagram account just made the bog advertisement in an interest-piquing fashion. The DOL account posted a picture of actress Serena Scott Thomas skimming from behind a wall. Alongside the picture they wrote a caption asking, "Any suppositions who her character might be?" Days of Our Lives appearances and goings suggest that although the makers are keeping a tight lid on the details, some intel may have slipped through the cracks. There's a huge chance that Serena has been cast to play Xander's cook's mama. Interestingly, Xandy's Beau Brummel portrayer, Paul Telfer, follows Serena Scott Thomas on Instagram. Which means the two must have surely interacted on the sets. Maybe, indeed mugged see scenes together. Do you see how those blotches connect? Days of Our Lives appearances and goings, and other spoilers recall that preliminarily there has been some mentions of Xander's riddle mama. And we know that eventually down the line the riddle about Xander being Victor Kiriaki's son has to unravel. And who better to blow that secret than his mama herself? She might ultimately reveal that the letter that was set up in Victor's briefcase, the one Teresa and Constantine tampered with, was actually written by her. And not by Angelica Devereaux, as preliminarily assumed. It would be relatively nice to see Xander participating some gladdening scenes with his mama. Days of Our Lives appearances and goings, and other spoilers recall that Xander and Sarah will decide to marry eventually down the line. So, Xander's mama coming in at this point would also give her a chance to attend her son's marriage. In fact, she might indeed end up being the force that pushes for the remarriage in the first place. Well, we're getting relatively agitated for this plot to unravel. What do you say? Bobby's preoccupation triggers chaos and a frantic hunt by Rafe. Days of Our Lives spoilers and updates tease a disturbing twist in the story of Everett Lynch, also known as Robert Bobby Stein, Blake Barris. It's getting decreasingly apparent that Everett's internal state is deteriorating, leading to further frequent alter switchovers. Bobby's grip on reality is slipping, and he might fully take control at some point. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Bobby Stein's ulterior motive still. It's clear that Bobby has ulterior motives when it comes to Jada Hunter, Elia Cantu. Despite subscribing the divorce papers, it seems Bobby has no intention of letting Jada go. Bobby's face twisted into a trim and rather malignant expression as he goggled at his old engagement print fate, Jada fully unconscious to what awaits her. From Bobby's brassy address during his recent hassle with Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, it's clear he's not upset about any implicit problems. Bobby must suppose he can fluently win Jada's heart just like he did in the history, but attempts launch falling flat, he might get hopeless enough to resort to drastic measures. But it wouldn't be a walk in the domain as Jada has formally seen Bobby's true nature, not to mention her deep passions for Rafe. DOL spoilers, if I see a and have her, no bone differently can hopeless measures taken? Nearly failed?